Alright guys, what is going on? David Hammond, not beautiful Mother Nature today. We are obviously in my room, we're not outdoors like I normally am, and the reason for that is it is way too cold. It's almost December, not gonna do that. We're gonna chill in here, hibernate a little bit, okay? But in today's video guys, we are speaking of how to find your niche on Instagram in 2019. Now, these tips guys, these 3 tips, you can apply it whether in 2019, 2025, you could have applied it last year, but I say especially now because Instagram is much more saturated. Like a lot of people are trying to make businesses on Instagram to grow their Instagram following because social media, everything has just blown up in the past couple of years. So these tips specifically relate to now, okay? So let's get straight to it, guys. The first tip to grow or find your niche on Instagram in 2019, this is just to pick a niche, okay? Now, I know that sounds extremely common sense, like thanks, we know that, but it's actually very rare that a person or an Instagram page actually picks just one niche, okay? Now, myself as an example, I've made this mistake many times, okay? Back maybe when I was switching niches, I would hold on to 2 different areas, so maybe fitness and then photography, lifestyle with video, commercial. So it's a very subtle thing, and that's where it tricks you, okay? We can think on our Instagram page, oh, you know, I've got a photography page, right? But if you actually dissect it or look at it from a different perspective, like a third person perspective, it's actually many niches compiled into one, okay? So as an example, let's say you have a photography page, right? And it's landscapes, right? If your photography page has pictures of you in it, right? That's 2 niches. If it has pictures of other people, maybe your family, your friends, that's 3 niches. If it has pictures of animals and your dogs, that's 4 niches. If it has pictures of commercial videos, that's 5 niches into a landscape photography page. Does that make sense? So despite we thinking that, we're sticking to one niche, we're actually picking many. So what I would recommend to you guys, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, we're all, we all got our flaws and stuff, but would be to look at your page and strongly, objectively dissect it. Are you sticking to a niche, okay? And now let me come full circle. Why would you want to stick to a niche? Why wouldn't you just want to stick to 4 niches or 5? Because I've done this many times, guys. I've picked many things and I try to keep onto it. Why don't we want that, all right, on Instagram, especially now in 2019? That is because, guys, of competition. And I don't say that in a discouraging way. You got to think of it objectively. If you have a page with 5 different niches, right? Why would someone come to your page when you're half-assing, theoretically, you're half-assing 5 niches, when other accounts are picking one of those 5 and going all in? Like, who are you gonna go to, right? If you're gonna buy a computer, are you gonna buy a computer from a brand who only specializes in computers, or are you gonna buy it from the brand that specializes in computers, microwaves, TVs, game, right? Does that make sense? You're gonna pick this guy, and that's just a subconscious thing. It's just gonna happen. Usually they're more professional, okay? So pick a niche. I'm gonna use my niches as an example. I have a landscape photography niche and a personal page niche, okay? So my 2 niches, the landscape photography, everything is on landscape photography. You guys don't see my videos in there, you don't see pictures of me in there, you don't see pictures of other people in there, you don't see portraits in there, you don't see wildlife in there. It's just landscapes, okay? All with a wide lens landscapes, as that's what I do. I'm an outdoor photographer and outdoor videographer. Just that. That's my niche, okay? My second one on my other page, my personal page, it is a lifestyle fashion account, I guess you could say. And the style of that is just photos of me. It's just a personal page. You will never see one of my landscape photos over there. You're never gonna see a picture of an animal or my friend or inanimate like my phone. Like I'm not gonna do that. It's just me. So you want to pick your niche, and I know that may sound a bit discouraging to some of you guys, like that sucks because I want 4 or 5 niches. I'm just telling you guys the objective truth that on Instagram in 2019, if you do want to grow, you need to find your niche, and I don't say that to be mean. You just got to think of it in a business term. No brand or person is going to want you if you have 5 niches where other competitors are only sticking to 1 and going all in on that. Does that make sense? And so it is doable. You guys can pick a niche. It's actually not that hard. You can stick with it. Just find your niche, okay? So guys, the second tip to pick or find your niche in Instagram on 2019 is once you have your niche, right, whatever that is, you have your niche or you've got 2 pages with each niche. Once you have that niche, go even deeper, find a style in that niche. Does that make sense? So let me come back to it. You know how I said I have my landscape photography page, okay? That's already a very tight-knit niche, okay? So it's not just photography of everything, it's landscape photography, and then I have my personal page. But in that, go even deeper, so my style of that is outdoors. Does that make sense? So on my landscape page, they're all landscape shots, but they're all outdoors. Everything is outdoors, of nature, maybe when I'm traveling, maybe when I'm just literally in local trails and forests, but it's all outdoors, so it's an outdoor landscape photography page. I have my niche and my style. That's a double combo. If you can pick that and honestly stick with that, dude, your page will not only look beautiful and attract followers, clients, whatever that is, it's just gonna be dude, it's just gonna be an amazing thing. I can't really think of another thing, but it's just gonna be a great thing for you, for them, for everyone. Let me use my personal page as an example. So we have a personal page, all photos of me. We know that I have my niche. It's a lifestyle page or a personal page of just photos of me I'll get to that. Oh, I almost said it. The style of that, again, is outdoors. Every photo of me is outdoors of some sort, whether that's I'm at a trail, I'm at a national park, I could be walking in a beach. Like, it doesn't matter, whatever it is, but everything has some sort of element of outdoors. So not only do I have my niche, right? Photography and lifestyle, I have the style on top of that, okay? So it's a double whammy. So guys, with that said, again, objectively look at your Instagram and see. Maybe you already have your niche, right? Maybe it's the photography, or personal page, or cooking. Fantastic. What's your style with that? Your style maybe is something as a color scheme, right? So a lot of food accounts, if you guys notice, they shoot their food maybe on like a white, my girlfriend is an example, I have friends that do this. They shoot their food on a white counter, tabletop. So the feed itself is very white, it's pure, it's like that pure white essence. So everything is the same. That's the style. Dennis the Prescott, perfect example. He has a food, I'll overlay it here. He has a food Instagram page and he has a very masculine, raw, grungy style. So not only does he have his niche, which is food, he has a style with that. And he picks that, he mashes that. Peter McKinnon, there's another example. He has a style of photography, but in that it's much more of a dramatic, he says it himself, much more of a dramatic, moody style. Very high contrast, high clarity, more dramatic, if that makes sense, right? I'm sure you guys are all aware of Sam Colder, right? And I don't really like to use that name just because of how oversaturated and populated this look is, but the same rule applies, right? The niche is travel, the style is teal and orange. And so guys, that is the second tip. Now to finish it off on the third tip, to find or build your niche on Instagram in 2019, guys. This is two. So one, we have our niche, we have our style. Now it's just to put them together, to make them look aesthetic, okay? This is just finalizing it. And what I mean is this, okay? Here's the subconscious, and here's the tricky part about it. You can have a great niche and a great style, but if you do not know how to organize that and place that together, everything is ruined. So you can have the most beautiful, and I've seen it, I know you guys have seen this, you can have the most beautiful, I'm just gonna use myself as an example, you can have the most beautiful outdoor landscape shots, great, but if you don't know how to place them and work them together synergistically on the grid, I know this sounds very, almost like in-depth or manipulative, and it is, but it's not. You know, you shouldn't think of it that way, but if you have beautiful outdoor photos, beautiful landscape outdoor photos, which is your niche and your style, but you don't know how to organize and categorize that on your feed, I'm not saying it's completely ruined or wasted, but you've lost so much potential in creating that niche. Does that make sense? So to come full circle and help you guys, I use an app called Unum. I'm gonna put it up here, I'll overlay it. And what Unum does, or making another Instagram page, is it simply just allows you to view your pictures and place them in a grid prior to you posting them. Does that make sense? Maybe it's my crutch, but I would not post on Instagram whatsoever if I did not have Unum, or I was able to see prior to posting what it would look like. That is the final step, guys. That is putting it together. I'm not sure what this tip would be called, but it's finalizing it. Does that make sense? I have my niche, photography, I have my style, outdoor landscape. Now let me put them together using Unum or an app to fully maximize that, okay? So I'm gonna come full circle now, guys. Those are the 3 tips. Coming full circle, okay? You do not have to have a niche on Instagram. You don't have to use Instagram as a business tool. You do not have to. If you don't want to, simply use it for fun. The majority of people I know just use it for fun. They just post selfies and maybe when they're partying, and that's fine. Like, there's literally no judgment. It doesn't matter. If that's what you want to do, do it. There's no one holding a gun to your head, you know what I mean? But if you do want to fully maximize Instagram for business, for potential clients, for an art, maybe a craft you have, I would strongly, strongly recommend, guys, watch this video over again, write these notes down and try it out with your Instagram page. I've done this maybe 7 or 8 times with my different accounts over numerous years, and I've screwed up a lot, and I'm still in the beginning phases, okay? I'm not saying I have a huge following or anything like that, but I do think that I have a very solidified niche on both my accounts, and that's kind of it, guys. So I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did like this video, give it a thumbs up. You guys can subscribe. My name's David. I do videos all on outdoor photography, videography, and also creative stuff just like this, social media, all that. So I will finish it off on this note, guys. Yes, it is a little plug. If any of you guys are interested much more in this, social media, creativity, maybe having your style, your niche, and building that into something eventually profitable, I do have courses and coaching down below, guys, all creator coaching. I have a creator course. It's a half-an-hour long video course, all compiled with everything we're speaking, but it goes much more into depth, much more on the psychological mindset, actual practical application opposed to just social media. This was just one section of the course, if that makes sense. So that's it, guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. I will see you in the next one. And until then, much love. Peace.